تفضل شيخ.
إن الحمد لله نحمده حمدا كثيرا طيبا كما يستحق كل محامد. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق وبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده وترك الأمة على البيداء ليلها كنهارها ولا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. صلى الله نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. طيب يا إخوة, today inshallah we will start the new chapter and the last chapter inshallah, and hopefully we will finish the book next week. The chapter is تجهيز الميت والصلاة عليه ودفنه, that preparing the deceased and praying upon them and burying them. طيب, قال رحمه الله شيخ بن باز تجهيز الميت والصلاة عليه ودفنه. So preparation of deceased and sending prayer upon them and burying them. And as we all know that every Muslims or every human being will eventually will pass away. It's promised from Allah Azza wa Jal that death is upon every individual, whether he's Muslim, non-Muslim, everyone will have to die. As Allah said, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ, every soul must taste death. In the Quran Allah said, قُلْ إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مُلَاقِيكُمْ. That Allah is saying to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say to the people that the death they are running away from it will catch them up. Death will catch us up. So Islam has a topic. Islam deal with issue that when someone dies from Muslims, there are ahkam shar'iyya, there are principles that they have to follow, which is preparation for burying the Muslims and praying upon them. And in any fiqh book you go, you'll find this topic, how to prepare a deceased and how to send prayer and how to pray janazah. And this is important issue, important mas'ala for us to learn and understand. One of the hadith, Prophet said that right of a Muslim of another Muslim, that he prays the janazah and escort him to the graveyard to bury him. It's the right of a Muslim to attend another Muslim janazah. Can you imagine how serious it is? So Islam has taken precautions that Muslims should learn this masail, this issue. So first and foremost, Shaykh bin Baz rahimahullah said, first of all, أولا يشرع تلقين المحضرة, that he start with help, talqeen, make him say La ilaha illallah. Muhdara is when the signs of death comes, okay, people should try make this person say La ilaha illallah. And because Hadith ibn Mas'ud Mu'adh bin Jabal radiyallahu anhu, and Nabi قال من كان آخر كلام لا إله إلا دخل الجنة, that whoever's last word is La ilaha illallah will enter Jannah. Okay, will enter Jannah. Now, are we allowed to read Surah Yasin before the person dies? اقرأ على الميت ياسين, موتاكم, read upon your deceased Surah Yasin. Now, what it means is that not after the death, that's bid'ah. Before the death, when the person muhdarat, when the signs of death are coming, he's aware. This hadith, a lot of Shaykh al-Albani makes it weak, a lot of ulama makes it weak, Ibn Hibban makes it sahih. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymin was asked about this. He said, if a person take the hadith to be authentic, if he yamil ila hadha, and if he turns to that authenticity of the hadith, then he can practice before the person about to die, the sign of death coming up on the person, read Surah Yasin, because it talks about Jannah and all that. But the hadith, a lot of ulama makes it da'if. But the hadith about talqeel la ilaha illallah is authentic. That a person, if he dies with that, then he will enter a Jannah. لَقِّنُوا مَوْتَاكُمْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. That's Raw Muslim, that make your deceased to utter La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. The important masala is that if a person doesn't live his life according to La ilaha illallah, he shirk billah Azza wa Jal. He makes shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal. He worships other than Allah Azza wa Jal. How is he going to say La ilaha illallah? Even if he lives his life like fusaq, sinners, doesn't abide by La ilaha illallah, he commits major sins and things like that, doesn't practice the deen, can he say La ilaha illallah? The hadith says that إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ بِالْخَوَاتِمِ, your action based on your ending. So if you live your life disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal, maybe you will die like that. And Ibn Qayyim and the scholars of the past, they have mentioned that people died singing. People died playing cards, because that's how they live their life, singing. So when they're dying, they're singing, Yadu Billah. You know, people playing card, all their life playing card, and they died playing card. So can you imagine? So, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالْخَوَاتِمِ, our action judge or based on the ending. So if a person live according to the Sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal, inshallah Allah will make it easy for him to say La ilaha illallah. So to utter La ilaha illallah, it's not easy. If Allah does not give tawfiq, person will not make able to utter this word. So والمراد بالموتى في هذا الحديث المحضرون وهم من ظهرت عليهم أمارات الموت. That what that means is that when the sign of death is appearing on that person, he's going to die. I'm sure you've seen that when a person is about to die. إذا تيقن موته أغمضت عيناه وشد لحياه لورود سنة بذلك. That if the death is close, okay, when the death is close, coming upon him, okay, and it's certain that he's going to die, his eyes is closed. وشد لحياه, jaw bone, yeah, that should be closed, and we explain why. Because hadith of Salama, that when Abu Salama died, radiallahu anhu, Prophet came and he closed his eyes. Because hadith says that when soul goes out, the eyes follows it. Okay, so it is from the Sharia of Allah that person, if the eyes is open when he passes away, he should be closed. Eyes should be closed, and the jaw should be closed, because what it is, to prevent anything going into the mouth of that deceased. So one person could be, when you bury the person, the jaw is open, the insect can go in, the mud can go in, and when you do ghusl, when the person giving the deceased person ghusl, the water might go inside. It shouldn't go inside. So the jaw should be closed tightly. It doesn't open. So this is that's why person should be jaw should be closed. Now, يجب الغسل الميت المسلم. So it is necessary that when Muslim dies, there has to be bathen, and it is not optional, it is wajib. Hadith of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, they were in Arafah, and Sahabas were with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were in Arafah, and there was a Sahabi on a horse or riding beast, whatever he's riding, rahila, he's sitting there, and he fell from it, and he landed on his neck, and he died. So the Prophet said, اغسلوا بماء وسدر وكفنوه بثوبين. So the Prophet said that اغسلوه, he commanded them. So command here means wajib, with water and sidr, and cover him with 2 clothes. So shows that if a Muslim dies, you have to bath in the Muslims. For example, if a Muslim passes away, they bury him without a bath, you have to dig the grave out and wash the body and then put it back in there again. Depend. If it's too long, then you leave it, because it's eaten away by the earth. What if the body is burnt? The ulama says you wash whatever you need to wash. If it's too much, you can't wash it, you do tayammum and you bury the person. If the person is buried or drowned and was in the water for so long, the meat is gone off, the meat is eaten away. So you dry the body, you wash whatever you can, or just make tayammum and bury the person. But ghusl of the mayyit, of Muslim, wajib. Now, exceptionally, the shuhada, when they die, they are not being bathened. You don't pay janazah for them. You bury them the way whatever they're wearing. In Ahlul Badr, when they became shuhada, Prophet did not pay janazah on them. He did not wash their body, or because in the sight of Allah, they're alive in a sense that the body is intact, the blood is flowing. They're in barzakhiyah, but the body is still there. So Allah Azza wa Jal forbade in the Sharia and Prophet not to wash their body and change their clothes. You bury them that they were. So if it's shuhada, I mean the battlefield. Shuhada, different types of shuhada. Like people who die out of stomach cancer or something else, someone drowned or they fell from someone. These are shuhada, or someone killed because of the deen. Okay, they're shuhada, but we're talking about shuhada in the battlefield. That's the one we're talking about. Their body, you don't pay janazah over them. Okay, you bury them as they are. Yeah. So yajibul ghuslul mayyit al-Muslim. Yajib. What is wajib? Is ما طلب الشارع فعلا طلبا جازما, that Allah Azza wa Jal legislate a Sharia law that you have to do. That's wajib. And if you don't do that, you're sinful. If someone intentionally doesn't wash the body of a Muslim, if they passes away, the community is sinful for that. The person is sinful for that. Yes, it be sinful, yeah. طيب. ألا يكون شهيدا مات في معركة, except if a person martyrs in ma'raka, in battlefield, then you don't pay janazah, no wash his body. أما شهيد المعركة فإنه لا يغسل ولا يصلى عليه بل يدفن في ثيابه لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يغسل قتل أحد ولم يصلي عليهم. So as for shaheed, you do not wash his body, do not pray on him salatul janazah, but you just bury him with his clothes that he's wearing, because Prophet ﷺ did not bathen the shuhada of the Uhud, battle of Uhud, and he do not pray their janazah. He do not pray their janazah. قال لما كان يوم أحد أشرف النبي على شهداء الذين قتلوا يومئذ, because the people of Uhud, they're the most noble people in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, and the Prophet said, so when they died, the Prophet said, زَمِّلُوهُمْ بِدِمَائِهِمْ, cover them even with the blood. Cover them with the blood, because on the Day of Judgment, when they are raised, they'll be raised with the blood, and the blood will be smell of fragrant. ما من مجروح جرح في الله إلا بعثه الله يوم القيامة وجرحه يدمى اللون لون الدم وريح ريح المسك. Hadith in Bukhari Muslim, Hadith of Abu radiallahu anhu, that no one get injured in battlefield or die in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal, except Allah will raise them Yawm al-Qiyamah, the blood is flowing. Okay, and the blood of the color of the blood will be color of the blood, exactly same. Okay, and rih al-misk, and the smell will be smell of musk, fragrance basically. So the blood that will be coming out will smell of fragrance. So can you imagine the reward for these people? So the shuhada will not be pre-janazah or bathened. So we covered some of these issues. طيب, صفة غسل الميت. How do we, the attributes of bathening the deceased, Muslim deceased Jinn. And tustar awratahu, to cover the aura. So what is the aura of a male? Aura bayna surra ila rukba, the aura for a male from the belly button to the knee. Okay, and that's the aura. What is the aura in the salah? In all of this, some say it's not, some say it is aura. all of this, whole body is awrah. That means you can't pray topless. If you go clothes in your house and you pray in topless, it's hard today, it won't be valid, according to some of the ulama. Some say it's not awrah, the shoulder blade here, awrah. But yeah, so khilaf on this. So the awrah of a male is this. Now, when we talk about awrah, Prophet said the awrah of a male بين السرة إلى ركبة. Okay, between the belly button to the knee is the awrah. Now, Prophet ﷺ, one day he was with the companions, and he showed his thigh to the companions, Abu Bakr, Umar, and the other companions. And Anas said, I saw the thigh of the Prophet ﷺ, the shining, the whiteness of his thigh, I saw it. So Anas looking at it, Prophet did not make inkar of Anas. So the ulama says, is thigh awrah of a male. The first qawl is it's not awrah, because if it's awrah, Prophet would not show it. Okay, and this is the opinion of many scholars. Among them is Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen. He said that ما ظهر أن الفخذ ليس بعورة. What is shown from the evidence is the fakhiz, the thigh is not awrah. So Prophet ﷺ showed his thigh to the companion, except Uthman. When Uthman is about to come in, he covered his thigh. So the companion said, O Messenger of Allah, you showed everyone your thigh, why are you covering when Uthman came in? He said, shall I not be shy for front of a man when Malaika is shy of him? So the ulama based their opinion on this, that Uthman, Prophet showed his thigh to all of the companions. If it's haram, then why is he showing it? Another hadith, the ulama said, the group of ulama say that thigh is not awrah, it is awrah, based on the hadith when Ma'mar radiallahu anhu was showing his thigh. And Prophet said, Ya Ma'mar, غطي فخذيك فإن فخذيك من عورة. O Ma'mar, cover your thigh, indeed your thigh is awrah. Okay, so now we have hadith Prophet saying that it is awrah. We have a hadith action of the Prophet ﷺ, that he showed his thigh. So what do we do? The ulama says when you have قاعدة says that إذا تعارض الحديثان يقدم القول على الفعل. If you have two hadiths that opposite to each other, take the statement over the action. So the action, so they say that, scholars, that perhaps the action only for the Prophet ﷺ. And when he spoke to the ummah, meaning you shouldn't show your thigh. Okay, you should cover your thigh because it is awrah. Okay, but having said that, it is a khilaf. Some says based on that, when you have something like that, like Prophet ﷺ, he forbade drinking standing, he drank. Okay, like this one as well. Many other examples we can give show that it is makruh to show your thigh. It is makruh. At least we can go to that stage. But Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen says, even though he said it is not awrah, he says if there's a fear of fitna, you should cover your awrah. But it is not befitting for a Muslim to pray or to walk with showing the thigh, because it is not befitting, especially you're practicing. It's not a good example. We should not show it. Prophet showed once, one gathering. He wasn't walking, showing his thigh, was he? No. But he showed his thigh, and Anas said, I saw his thigh, the whiteness of Prophet's thigh. Yeah, I saw it. Prophet, he was looking at it, Prophet did not make inkar of that. I mean, he didn't reprimand him. Now, Hanabila, they say, when it comes to awrah, there are two types of awrah. Mukhaffafa and mughalladha. You see, Zad al-Mustaqnish, Ibn Uthaymeen brings that. Zad al-Mustaqnish is there. Mukhaffafa, awrah mukhaffafa is the light one. It's not very strict harshness of it, like your thigh. Okay? Mughalladha, ghalidha, strict, harsh, is that the private part of a male and the backside of the male. This is mughalladha. These are very strict. There's no way that can be shown. Yadu billah. So these are awrah at different level. Hanabila, they put it like that. But so when we talk about awrah, the khilaf. Shaykh bin Baz says the hadith بين السرة إلى ركبة عورة. Okay, between the belly button and your thigh. The word baina, there's no limit to it. If I say, I meet you between Whitechapel and Shedwell, is it clear for you? Between those two places, where there's no had, there's no limit to it. Could be anywhere. So the word baina doesn't give you limit. But the hadith also said, al-fakhidh al-awra, fakhidh is awra. So اختلف العلماء regarding is the thigh awra or not awra. But we, having said that, we should cover it as a humility. We should cover the thigh without any valid reason. So here, لا تستر العورة, that the awra should not be shown. ثم يرفع قليلا, they should be raised. Okay, ويعسر بطنه عسرا رفيقا. So he said that raise him slightly and press his stomach gently. So the way it works is that the person, ghasil, the one giving the bath and the deceased, okay, basically he put his forearm and slightly from the top to the bottom, he press it down. Okay, press it down. So if there's anything that needs to come out, okay, then he can clean that. So that's why we have to hear. ثم يلف الغاسل على يدي خرقة أو نحوها فينجي بها. So what it means is that the person washing the deceased wraps a cloth or something similar around his hand and he cleans the private part. Now you have a glove nowadays, medical proper gloves. So his private part and the back should be clean properly with his glove on. ثم يوضئ وضوء الصلاة ثم يغسل رأسه ولحية بماء وسدر ونحوه. So then he makes the wudu. Now deceased person, when it wudu done on him, you make normal wudu, except no madmada, no istinthar and istinshaq. You avoid the nose and the mouth. They should be closed, and also the nose should be blocked as well, so nothing goes in. So when the person is buried, nose is blocked, okay, and no water should go into the mouth and into the nose as well. That's also shouldn't be done. And his lahia should be washed, his hair, his lahia with water and sidr. I don't know if they use sidr nowadays, but water is enough. ثم يغسل شقه الأيمان ثم أيسار. So you make normal wudu, okay? Then the right should be washed and then the left. Now, why? Even when we make wudu, it's sunnah to, if someone were to make wudu from the left, so he starts cleaning his left hand, then the right hand, then the normal wudu, then he washes the left feet, then the right feet. It doesn't nullify the wudu. Prophet ﷺ, whenever he did anything good and anything khair, he would start with the right. Hadith of Aisha, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يعجبه تيمم في تنعله وترجله والطهور وفي شأن كله. That when Prophet ﷺ did anything good, he will start with the right, combing his hair from the right. When he will go on to the riding bit, he will go from the right, and in purification as well. Wudu, you start with the right. That's Prophet did that. And if someone does that, doesn't mean wudu is nullified. La, we don't say that. Wudu is valid. And in every other aspect, goodness, you should start with the right. So you will go into your house, you start with the right. When you go to the masjid, you go in with the right. When you go into the toilet, you go in with the left, come out with the right. Things like that. When you take your shoes off, take the left. When you put your shoes on, put the right. Simple sunnah Prophet performed. And if you do it for sake of Allah, the Prophet did it, you got the reward for that, inshallah. So here you start the right, wash the right part of the body, then the left. ثم يغسله كذلك مرة ثانية وثالثة ويمر في كل مرة يده على بطنه. So he can wash 2-3 times, no problem. If Shaykh mentioned Shaykh Abdul, say 7 times, but do odd time. 3, 5, 7, like that. Why? Because Allah is witr, He loves witr. He is odd, He loves odd numbers. طيب. And also you can also put your forearm on the top upper part of the stomach and come down like this. Press it gently. So if there's anything to come out, it will come out, inshallah. Talking about janazah, how it's performed, subhanallah, make you think about death. Subhanallah. فإن خرج منه شيء غسله وسد المحل بقطن أو نحوه. So if anything is there, will come out and block the pathway of the nose and anything like that. فإن لم يستمسك في بطين هر أو بوسائل الطب الحديثة كاللزق ونحوه. So he says there is that if the discharge does not stop from the does not stop with cotton, then use pure clay or modern medical method like adhesives. Yeah, you can use that. It's a type of liquid that makes very sticky. It blocks things there. So you can use that. So that shows the importance of blocking nose and mouth, because when you bury the person, should be closed. This thing should be closed. And when you are bathening the deceased, because you don't want the water to go in. ويعيد وضوءه وإن لم ينقى بثلاث زيد إلى 5 أو إلى 7. Okay, so basically you can repeat the wudu again 2, 3 times, 5 times if you think you need to do it. If 3 is enough, خلاص, enough. You don't have to do it more. ثم ينشفه بثوب, then he dries with his clothes or the towel, whatever is there. ويجعل الطيب في مغابنه ومواضع سجوده. Okay, so basically then you perform the mask. It's good to put the mask. Shaykh says 7 limbs of the body which made sajda to Allah Azza wa Jal. وإن طيبه كلها كان حسنا. If you can perfume in all part of the body, it's good. That's good. ويجمر أكافه والبخور. Okay, a little bit of translation as well.
And the shroud is perfumed with bukhur.
Yeah, where did I write it? Say again.
The shroud, the cloth is perfumed with bukhur.
Okay, shroud, yeah. Yeah, the person that's covered with the shroud, it should be also perfumed. Yeah, that's good. وإن كان شاربه أو أظفاره طويلة أخذ منها. So if his mustache or the nail is long, you can shorten it. Make it short, inshallah. Yeah. وإن ترك ذلك فلا حرج. Shaykh said that if you leave it, no, there's no harm in that, inshallah. ولا يسرح شعره ولا يحلق عانته. So basically, he does not comb his hair, nor does he shave the pubic area. ولا nor circumcise. لعدم الدليل على ذلك. There's no dalil to say they should do that. والمرأة يظفر شعرها 3 قرون ويسدل من ورائها. So as for female and woman, her hair is braided into 3 plaits and let them down behind her. طيب. So these are some of the adab of sifat of regarding the Muslims. طيب. قال المؤلف رحمه الله شيخ بن باز: تكفين الميت أفضل أن يكفن رجل في 3 أثواب بيض ليس فيها قميص ولا عمامة كما فعل بالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يدرج فيها إدراجا. So basically we're talking about that when you shroud the deceased, the best thing to do is for male is to 3 thawb, 3 malabis. So the long white clothes, and hadith said the best clothes for a male is white, so shroud your deceased with white. So Prophet ﷺ, when he passed away, they covered his body with 3 garments, 3 thawb. والمرأة تكفن في 5 أثواب في درع والخمار والإزار ولفافتين. طيب. He said, and if the woman is shrouded, when woman is shrouded in 5 garments, including veil and wrapper, lower garment, and 2 winding sheets. Yeah. So the women, you need to cover them with 5 garments. The reason being is that women, when it comes to covering, their aura is the whole body, and that they live their life upon that, covering themselves properly. So when they die, they should be covered كذلك with the 5 athwab, 5 clothes, inshallah. The hadith here, ليلى بنت قانف قالت كنت في من غسل أم كلثوم بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. I was one of those who among them who washed when Kulthum passed away. عند وفاتها فكان أول ما أعطانا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الحقاء ثم الدرع ثم الخمار ثم الملحفة ثم أدرجت بعد في الثوب آخر. قالت ورسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم جالس عند باب معه كفنها يناولونها ثوبا. Okay, let me read this inshallah. So the first thing the Messenger of Allah gave was wrapper, then his shirt, then the shirt, then the head of cover and outer sheet and another cloth. So there's 5 things Prophet gave in this hadith. When Kulthum was buried, she was covered in 5 garments. طيب. Now, so this is that's the way it is. And she said, well, Prophet, okay, so we covered this, yeah. So the when women are buried, they're covered in 5 garment, except if they're in muhrima. If they're muhrima, they are not covered the face and the hand. Okay, and the believer dies. Okay, when a believer dies in the muhrim, you know, when Hajj and Ihram, when they die in Hajj, Ihram, they are buried as it is, with not covering the head and the hand. The head and the hand shouldn't be covered, because why? And no perfume should be placed. Normally you put perfume, isn't it? When they died as a Hajj, okay, as a pilgrim, you bury them as it is with ihram, okay, and no perfume is placed, because in Hajj they don't put perfume. You can't put perfume. So in that state you bury them, كأنه في الحج, as if in the Hajj. And when he raised, and his hair should be opened, okay, and his hair should be as it is. And why? Because Yawm al-Qiyamah, when he is raised, he will make talbiyah to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Okay, so he died as a Hajj. You do not cover his head and the hand and the feet as well. Yeah. And women, when they go to Hajj, they keep their hand and the face uncovered. So that's why when they die in Hajj, they are like that. They're buried like that. أحق الناس بغسله والصلاة عليه ودفنه وصيته في ذلك ثم الأب ثم الجد ثم الأقرب فالأقرب من عصبات في حق الرجل. طيب. The most deserving person to wash the dead body is pray over him, bury him in the person he appointed. Okay, so the person who is appointed, he take the first priority. Someone will be appointed to wash the body or to pray the janazah, then he should come first. Then the father of the person, or the grandfather, and the closest relative. Now, when he comes to washing the body, if it is allowed in Sharia that if the wife, Ali radiallahu anhu, washed Fatima's body, that's his wife. Vice versa, he can do it. Abu Bakr washed his wife. I think when Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu died, his wife washed his body. Prophet said to Aisha, إذا مت قبلي لغسلتك وصليت عليك ودفنتك. That if you die before me, saying to Aisha, then I will wash your body, I will make dua upon you, and I will bury you. The Prophet said that to Aisha, if you die before me, I'll do all this. Okay, I'll wash your body. Because it's your wife. But Abu Hanifa apparently he said that you can't wash your body. There's no dalil for it. This khilaf is not accepted khilaf. That you can't wash your wife's body because she's not your wife. It is the body of your wife. So Prophet made mistake when he said, I'm going to wash your body to Aisha, and Ali washed his wife Fatima's body. Subhanallah. So that's it's not accepted. There is no prohibition in that for couples to wash each other's body when they pass away. Whoever passes away, partner can wash it. Nothing wrong with that. The son can wash the father's body, okay, and things like that. But father should not wash the daughter's body when she best not to, because you can, as long as the aura is covered and all that. Yes, okay. But this is it's allowed. Maharim, washing the maharim body, nothing wrong with that. طيب, if the female dies, wasiyatuha, if anyone allocated to wash her body, maybe her dad or something, I don't know, or brother, ثم then the mother, ثم her mother's mother, then the maharim, from female maharim, they can wash her body. وللزوجين أن يغسل أحدهما الآخر لأن الصديق غسلت زوجته لأن علي غسل زوجته فاطمة. Here now that couples, okay, they can wash each other's body. So when Abu Bakr Siddiq died, his wife washed his body. غسلته, it refers to his wife. غسلته, his wife washed his body. And Ali radiallahu anhu washed Fatima's body. Fatima died before Ali. So we learn, mashallah, sifatul ghusl and janaza. Okay, so I hope this is enough, inshallah, for today. We're going to start Riyadh al-Salihin. Next week, ikhwa, we're going to finish the whole book. Okay? We're going to finish the whole book next week. Jazakumullah khair. Yeah. Ali washed Fatima's body, yeah.
Yeah, but is he allowed?
Yeah, of course he's allowed. Prophet said to Aisha, that's your wife, why can't you wash your wife's body? Doesn't make sense. Prophet said, if you die before me, Aisha, I'll wash your body. And Abu Bakr's wife washed Abu Bakr's body. Yeah. You don't even need a dalil. That's your wife. How come she's haram for you now? You live 30, 40 years of your life, now she's not halal for you to wash your body? Doesn't make sense.
But we have to ask him because we see like the female do the female and men do the man.
Nice, okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Female can do female, men can do men. Nothing wrong with that. But also, it's nothing wrong as well if a person wants to wash his wife's body. Nothing wrong with that. We can see the Sahabas practicing this. Ali, Abu Bakr, his wife washed his body. Prophet wanted to wash his wife's body, Aisha. Okay, but Prophet died before Aisha. Aisha.
The Prophet, is he his first wife?
Aisha was no, Khadija was his first wife.
So the Prophet washed his body?
I don't know. We don't know. Maybe Allah Alam. We don't know the story. Who washed her body? Maybe Prophet did. Maybe other maharim from female they did. Other female. We don't know who washed Khadija's body. To be honest with you, I haven't read on that. You can find out. So these proofs. These are the hadith. These are actions of companions. Shows that a man can wash his wife's body. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.